So we got huge news relating to the New York Giants and the quarterback room, the NFL draft, free agency. Yes, we're still talking about free agent quarterbacks, and it looks like the Giants can still make a couple different moves that might leave us scratching our head a bit. So let's talk about it. Adam Schefter dropped on his own podcast, talking about the New York Giants. Someone asked him a question about the New York Giants and what they can do, and if Jameis Winston is going to be the starter. If you didn't see the news, Jameis Winston was signed by the New York Giants last Friday, and a lot of people were wondering, hey, does this solve their problem with the quarterback? Are they just going to go out and draft one? Are they done with all the free agent quarterbacks? And Adam Schefter pretty much put a pause to all that talk. And I'll drop a little bit of snippets of the video here.
They are still very much in the market for Russell Wilson. And ultimately, it wouldn't surprise me if Russell Wilson chose the Giants over the Browns and the Steelers. I still think with Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston and Tommy, I still think the Giants may go ahead and take Shedeur Sanders at number 3.
The main takeaways from this video, in my opinion, and from this excerpt from Adam Schefter is the Giants need to address the quarterback position, and they're willing to do so both long-term and short-term. You've seen the reports. Everyone was saying after they signed Jameis Winston, they're still on the board for Aaron Rodgers. They're still on the board for Russell Wilson, apparently. And even if they were to sign one of those guys, they're still willing to draft a quarterback in this NFL draft. That, to me, is shocking more than anything else. Because if you look at it and look at what the Giants are doing, what they're trying to build, right? We bring in a Jameis Winston around $4 million a year. There's incentives that can make that, a higher deal. But regardless, he's a backup quarterback. That's a backup quarterback deal, a good backup quarterback deal, in my opinion, especially when you consider, Drew Lock was $5 million last year. Looking at what they did with Jameis Winston, I was so sure that, hey, he's going to be that bridge quarterback. He's going to be the backup. You're not going to go out and sign another guy. And even if you were to go out and sign another guy, apparently they're still in on Russell Wilson, still in on Aaron Rodgers. If you were able to get one of those guys on this team as well, in my opinion, they're going best player available at 3. But Adam Schefter goes on the record just pretty much talking about, hey, if they love Shedeur Sanders, like there's reports that they love Shedeur Sanders, he could still see them still taking Shedeur Sanders at 3. So if the Giants were able to land Russell Wilson as their starting quarterback, Jameis Winston as a backup, and still go out and draft Shedeur Sanders at 3, man, I would be shocked. I really would be. And in my opinion, because if you're bringing a guy like Russell Wilson in, you're trying to win games, and you're still drafting a rookie quarterback, and you still brought in Jameis Winston, to me, I don't know, man. It's a lot going on with the quarterback position overall. And I understand you're trying to right your wrongs, right? You're trying to bring in a good quarterback. You're trying to bring in, someone that's going to be able to help you win games this year, but also set you up for the future. But doing all 3 is crazy. Jameis Winston, to me, was the first sign that, hey, they're not going to get Aaron Rodgers, and they're going to move on to the draft. And by these reports, they're not. Now, why is this detrimental or potentially, obviously, devastating news? You have one of Travis Hunter Abdul-Carter, a blue-chip prospect, sitting at 3 in front of your face with Shedeur Sanders, but you already threw some money at Jameis Winston, threw some money at Russell Wilson. You're still willing to go draft that quarterback? I just don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's a good process. When you think about what the Giants are trying to build next year and potentially for the future, I just don't see it being a good process and honestly a good plan. At this point, we got to be wondering what the plan is. They try to get Matthew Stafford, that struck out. They try to get Aaron Rodgers, it looks like that's going to strike out. And now you're still going to probably sign a Russell Wilson with the Jameis Winston and draft a quarterback. Man, I understand. All the lore about Shedeur Sanders and the love. I'm not against taking Shedeur Sanders at 3. It's just you don't need to go sign Russell Wilson as well. You could have had Russell Wilson as your backup quarterback. I think he would have been, obviously, that bridge quarterback to start off the season. He would have been playing some games. And if you got to throw in the rookie quarterback to play some games in his first year, go ahead. If he doesn't play the first season, perfect. That's exactly what I want to see. But for me, getting all 3 done, it just doesn't make any sense to me, man. And let's talk about what is the Shedeur Sanders lore? What is Adam Schefter talking about with the Giants loving Shedeur Sanders? It's because they've been visiting him all throughout the season, through his college season. But not only that, you saw Shedeur Sanders playing catch with Malik Neighbors. You saw the infamous cleats before his bowl game. You've seen Shedeur Sanders with this New York Giants spotlight. Whether or not he's using it to obviously leverage his situation or he actually wants to be a New York Giant, the connections have been there from the start. It's been through there all season. When the Giants had, it looked like the first overall pick locked up, it wasn't going to be for Cam Ward. It was going to be for Shedeur Sanders. That's what the talk was. Here we're sitting less than 30 days away from the NFL draft, and In my opinion, the Giants are completely wide open at 3. I still can see them taking best player available at 3, but Shedeur Sanders has been a topic of conversation for a while, and that's why he remains to be the topic of conversation. But to still be a thought, if you go out and sign Russell Wilson now, or if you go out and sign Aaron Rodgers, Adam Schefter is plugged in. This is not a Twitter bot. This is not, a Twitter account. Adam Schefter is plugged in, and he says he would not be surprised if they still go out and get Shedeur Sanders. At this point, I want a Russell Wilson on this team. If you're gonna draft Shedeur Sanders, man, let's just wait at 3. Don't throw some money at him. Don't throw some money at Russell Wilson after you already gave Jameis Winston a contract. To me, that just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Then we're gonna have, quarterback 3s on people's teams make no money. We're gonna have Jameis as a quarterback 3 making around $4 million. I'm not penny pinching. I'm not over here trying to pocket watch, but it just doesn't sound like a good process. You don't see other teams doing this. It's really shocking. And I know some people talk about Atlanta's situation, right? Bringing in a starter and still drafting a Michael Penix. A lot of people weren't a fan of the move. Obviously, it might work out for Michael Penix, but you still don't throw a bag at Kirk Cousins. And granted, we might not be throwing a bag at these quarterbacks, but it just doesn't make sense to have these guys under contract being given real money to not even sniff a playing chance. If you want Shedeur Sanders, go get Shedeur Sanders. You got Jameis Winston in your back pocket. It's a lot to bank on, though, and that's unfortunately the position that the Giants put themselves in. That's where they put him. Because I would say, hey, if they don't sign Russell Wilson, they only got Jameis Winston on roster, they need to get a quarterback, but Shedeur Sanders isn't there at 3. Yeah, you're playing with fire. It's going to be tough to get your quarterback for the future. It really will be. So I can understand that approach, but unfortunately, man, hey, this is why I don't get paid millions of dollars. This is why whoever's watching this video does not get paid millions of dollars. Joe Schoen, you're in this position. You better make the right move. That's what's expected. I don't want to look at this situation and say, hey, Jameis Winston's on this team, but we still need to add, another quarterback. Joe Schoen, it's not his fault. The team, no, I don't want to hear any of that. This is Joe Schoen's dilemma, hole that he has to dig himself out of. Joe Schoen, you better go cook. Go make the right decision. This is huge for the New York Giants. And this draft, I was talking about it, all the way leading up until now. This is one of the biggest drafts that we've seen for the New York Giants and for their franchise alone, because they're potentially taking a quarterback that should be their franchise guy. But not only that, this quarterback and this quarterback, this head coach, this GM is trying to go out there and win games this year. They're trying to win games. They have to. If not, they're fired. So this NFL draft is huge. There's a lot of picks that they have to hit on, but this first round pick is one of the biggest that we've seen in a long time. I want you guys to let me know down below, man, what are your thoughts on this topic of conversation? This is huge news for me. This is huge news for the Giants. I want you guys to let me know, should they still be trying to sign a guy? Should they still be trying to sign a Shedeur Sanders, even if they do sign another guy? In my opinion, man, if you're rolling with Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, you might as well wait till next year. Go try to win this year and see what happens next year. I don't see them doing all 3, and I don't think they should do all 3. But I want you to let me know down below, man. And once again, stay tuned for more content coming through. I'm going to keep, reminding y'all, NFL Draft, those 3 days, we are going live every single day. I need you guys to pull up. I want you guys to let me know your thoughts down below, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.